Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge, and what a weekend of Premier League football. And the question I want to ask straight away is, are Man City back? Are Arsenal still your favourites, or do you think, like me, Man City could be ominously back? I mean, not again. We've had years of this Man City juggernaut. Is it about to re-enter the conversation? If it does, I have to concede that Pep Guardiola would do something that I've always said he's not been able to do, which is rebuild a team. He's never done that. He's never stuck around to do that. And he is rebuilding a Man City side that, and it's interesting as well because, you know what, we're meant to be getting something about the charges, aren't we? I've just realised, literally just recording this now, I'm sure I read something a few weeks ago that the November international break, we're expecting a drop on Man City. How ironic would it be if they go and get charged and relegated or something like that when they've actually started playing football that I don't mind watching? And I say that from a That's Football point of view. Obviously, as a United fan, I don't like watching Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, but we watch a lot of them on here. And I've always found Man City very annoying to watch. I just don't like the Barcelona, the Man City tiki-taka. But the last few weeks of Man City, and I did say it, and it's interesting, on win, lose or draw on Friday, I said to Robbie, who would you rather win this game, Liverpool or Man City? And he said Man City because he thinks Liverpool are the bigger threat. And I said, I think you're sleeping on Man City. I think Man City are the best team United have played this season. I think they are now the best team in the Premier League to watch. Argue on that one. And I also think that if they get into a position, which they are now, there are players in that team that know how to win titles. And there's Pep Guardiola who knows how to win titles. And Mikel Arteta doesn't. I think Liverpool looked more vulnerable. If I was an Arsenal fan, I would have wanted Liverpool to win if I had to choose anybody, because I think Liverpool will lose more games. Whereas Man City, they are the unknown. They're a new team. But who's to say they won't go and win 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row? Pep has done that in the past. So, look, I think we've got a title race now. And the question is, are Man City back? And how do Arsenal react to that? Because I think those two teams now, in this final international break, I think we have our two. I think that's what it's going to be. And I do want a title race. I want Arsenal to win it over Man City, but I do want a title race. But Man City, for me, are they back? Look, they have lost 3 games. Arsenal have lost 1. That Sunderland result of the weekend is not really Arsenal slipping up. It's just a draw against a good side that got a late equaliser. And obviously Arsenal have had injuries up front. So I think Arsenal are still on track. I'd still say my answer is Arsenal are still the favourites. But where this gets interesting is if Man City come back from the international break and beat Newcastle away, which they probably will, and then they go on a good run and apply pressure, a 4-point gap isn't big. Arsenal being the front runner, Arteta being the front runner against Pep, I think a lot of people will start to go, when are Arsenal going to bottle it? But they are a different team this season, Arsenal. They've got that very, very, very good defence. They've got lots of depth. They have got injuries at the moment, but they're still winning games. Whereas Manchester City, I think, look, we don't know. If they get found not guilty over this international break or over the next few weeks, that's a huge boost. They can probably go and spend in January if they need to. If they get found guilty, that's a huge blow, and that can have a big difference as well. I literally just dropped into my head when I started the video. We do need to have an update on that, of course, and that could have ramifications. But let's keep it on the football. Why are Man City doing so well this season? Well, Pep's tweaked. He's tweaked. Last season was terrible. Maybe that was the death of Pep football. We said that when PSG won the Champions League. I think that tiki-taka football is probably over. Credit to Pep Guardiola for actually responding to that and being a little bit more direct. We're not really seeing Man City have 75% possession and, passing it around, getting loads of shots. They're being a little bit more direct, which suits Erling Haaland. When you look at Haaland's career at Dortmund, that counter move is very important to him. And how many goals has he scored this season like that? So City are being a little bit more direct, a little bit more intense. It's not bad to watch, like I say. Whether that's sustainable, I think Man City look a bit more vulnerable. As I say, they've already lost 3 games, and I think they will lose some more, and I think that might be their weak spot. I don't think this style of football is as dominant as what they were before. I don't think their starting 11 is as experienced and dominant as it was before. Obviously, I know they've got Rodri to come back, but I still think they're capable of losing games, and we've seen that this season already. For Man City to be back and win this title, they've got to really step it up to what Arsenal have been doing. You've got to stop conceding goals. You've got to win nearly every week. And And I don't know whether Man City are capable of doing that. They're bloody good. They were brilliant against Liverpool yesterday. They were brilliant against us when we played them. But they have shown some vulnerabilities as well. There is an over-reliance on Erling Haaland. Doku can't do that every game. I mean, I couldn't believe that was Doku's first goal since playing against Ipswich in the Premier League. I mean, you look at him yesterday, looks like one of the best players in the world. So, yeah, look, I think Man City are good enough to challenge Arsenal, but I don't know whether we've got I don't know whether we've got Man City back in the sense of they are the favourites, they are the dominant force. I still think Arsenal are the best team in the league. But they're capable of winning this league, and the scary thing about Man City is the unknown. You know, there's a lot of players there that have come in over the last sort of 8 months, whether it's Mamouche, Gonzalez, I think I pronounced that right. Then you've got people like Cherki, Donnarumma, Alt-Nouri. Over half a team of new players, and what they can become over the future months and years is interesting. You've also got Phil Foden, who's back playing well. They've got the experience of people like Stones and Diaz, Vardiel now, obviously Erling Haaland. So they've got a lot of components, and they're a lot better team to watch than they ever have been, I've got to say. But I would still say that this year for Man City is, if you can win the league, great. But if Pep's sticking around for 2 or 3 years, which he may well do, this could become the next big Man City side. And as I said, that's a very interesting thing for Pep Guardiola. It's a very interesting thing to see him do that. And has he hung around to do that? To prove people he can do that? Maybe, I don't know. But I wouldn't write them off. I think that they're dangerous because of Pep Guardiola and some of those players that have won league titles before. And if Arsenal... I heard a brilliant thing over the weekend. Arsenal's biggest issue is themselves. Can they keep this brilliant start to the season going with pressure? Because they're going to get a bit of pressure now. Or, you know, with those next 2 games, Spurs and Chelsea, do they start dropping points? And does it, you know, Arsenal will go through a bad patch. Sunderland draw is not the bad patch. So I think we've got a title race, and I'm very excited about it. We haven't mentioned Liverpool in the video for a very simple reason. I think that title race for them is gone, and I think it's a case of getting themselves into the top 4 now and seeing what they can do in the Champions League. But Arsenal and Man City, I think for the title, I would still say Arsenal as far as I'm concerned. But let me know your thoughts. We are entering the international break. Don't forget, we've got my charity stream all day on Saturday as well. Please do get involved in that. We're going to watch England on Thursday night as well. But I think we've got a relegation race, we've got a title race. The top 4 is separated, like 10 teams, separated by about 3 or 4 points. So it's all looking good. Having said that, I still think the actual quality of football is a little bit low, and the officiating is terrible. But the table doesn't lie, and we've got an entertaining Premier League at the moment. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video. I'll speak to you on the next one.